I would say that my hobby is cooking. It's the one thing, if when I don't have to sing, if I just sit at home and try and relax, my mind goes 100 miles an hour. So I have to have something practical which I can do, and I find cooking is a perfect thing. So I just, when I was in New York, I had 13 friends over, and I cooked 5-course meals. All my dinner parties are in 5 courses. So I've been trying to do that, and I think my most successful thing over the holidays was a sticky toffee pudding, which is this English delicacy. It's basically just cream, butter, cream, and butter. And then if you don't eat it, it's no problem. You won't gain any weight. You just feed it to all your friends. No, but it's dates, and it's really, really delicious. So that was a hit with my friends. You know, I'm really into podcasts. And my favorite podcasts are This American Life and the Moth podcast. So generally when I get home from a long day of rehearsal and I have the notes floating in my head and the choreography and the director's notes and everybody is, these voices in my head, I like to go and get other voices to fill that void. And so I've been into these podcasts which tell stories and sort of take you out of this universe and put you somewhere else and engage you in a different sort of emotional way. You know, I think that's great. I always love that in every city I go to and every performance I do, there's always one person in the audience who has never heard a countertenor. And I think that's great. And I think that there's this reaction the first 30 seconds that you hear it, if you've never heard it, of like, what's going on? What is that? I don't understand. And so I can demystify it a little bit. Basically, we're singing in a falsetto, or falsetto as we say in America, which is just the head voice that men have. And so most men have that falsetto. It's just not trained and not strengthened and reinforced in the way that I've learned to do, so that we can use it for operatic purposes. But that's all it is. But it does sound like I'm a woman to most people, and they think, wait, is that coming out of him? Is he singing that? And I think that's great. I think the great advantage of that is that there's this 30 seconds of novelty, which is like a hook, and it brings people in. So sometimes when someone is dragged to the opera, or they're in a concert hall and they hear a countertenor, they may not be very engaged, but they will look up and try and figure out what's going on. And in that 30 seconds, if you can make beautiful music, you generally have them hooked. And I think that's the great advantage to exploiting that 30 seconds of novelty. So